It's just like drugstore be who, where, here baby. Hey guys, it's Serena, and for today's video, y'all, I will be filming a drugstore kind of glam makeup tutorial, a beginner-friendly drugstore glam makeup tutorial. I've been getting a lot of requests for this because you guys want to see how I do an easy glam, but something that's inexpensive and also beginner-friendly and in a timely manner. So I showed you guys how to achieve this look today. Before you guys continue watching this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click that bell notification button to be notified every time you're gonna post a new video. Also follow me on my social media sites. They'll be linked down below in the down bar as usual. And without further ado, let's get started, boo! Alright you guys, so to start off this tutorial, I will be using my primer. This is the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer. You guys know I like this stuff. I used it in my last makeup video where my friends picked out my makeup for that video. Duh. But if you guys haven't seen that video, it'll be in the cards or down below or at the end card of this video. Go check it out. But I'll be using this primer today, so I just go ahead and dip into it with a brush. This stuff really keeps you matte, and it also keeps your face looking poreless. Also prime your neck. Don't forget that area, boo. Alright y'all, and then for brows, I have the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This one is in the shade Espresso. I actually got this recommendation from my sister Jada, so shout out to her. I'm gonna go ahead and try this because you guys know I literally always use my Anastasia brow pencil and stuff like that. So I'm trying something new today, so hopefully it works out. But I'm glad it does come with a spoolie. Oh, if I could open it. It comes with a spoolie, just like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It looks just like it. It's literally a dupe on the outside so far. I haven't tried it yet, but we will see how it turns out. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoolie my brows up and then fill them in how I usually would. Alright you guys, so far filling my brows in with the pencil side, I feel as though it is a little bit similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. The only thing that is different is the pigment on it. I feel like my Brow Wiz is very pigmented. This one isn't that pigmented. I feel like it's not as waxy or as easy to slide on as the Anastasia one, but it is pretty good for the price. One thing I really do like about this pencil is the color. I thought Espresso would be much darker, and I was a little bit worried just because I recently dyed my hair very light. So it matches my hair pretty well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up this brow, and then I'll be back with you guys. Alright you guys, so my brows are all filled in. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal them with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. This stuff is pretty good, y'all. I like to do it underneath my brows because it is a lighter shade. Mine's in the shade Caramel, so I like to put it underneath my brows to highlight a little bit and carve them out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this on my Morphe M224 brush and go ahead and carve out my brows. Oh, it's my shit. Stop playing. Alright you guys, so after I carved up my brows, I didn't set them with any powder or anything. I'm just gonna leave them a little bit tacky so we can apply our eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow today, I'm using the, oh, let me wipe this off so I can be a real beauty guru. So for eyeshadow today, I'll be using the Morphe. This is the 9T palette. It's a very pretty palette. It comes with a mirror too, and it has these 9 shades in it. It's super cute. It has all these browns, blacks. It has shimmer colors. It's literally the perfect palette for beginners. So I would definitely recommend a smaller palette with a mirror, something like this. You guys can travel with it, and it's super user-friendly for beginners. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how I create a super easy look. So keep your base tacky. Don't set it just so the colors can be more vibrant. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with my Morphe M513 brush. I'm gonna dip into these 2 shades right here in the corner. They're just like soft brown shades. So depending on your guys' skin tone, you don't have to use the exact same shades as me or obviously the same palette. I'm just gonna show you guys a super simple look with these tones. And go ahead and just put these shades in my crease. They're going to seem a little bit dark at first depending on your skin tone, but trust me, they'll blend out fine. So I'm not gonna be cutting my crease. It's a super simple look. Literally anybody can do this. A crease color and a lid color. Perfect duo for beginners. This palette does have fallout though, so that's why I'm doing my eyeshadow first. And then take that blending brush we used for the crease color earlier and then blend out any harsh edges. And then the very last color I'm going to take is the color in the center. It's a dark brown. I'm going to go ahead and take that on my outer crease. So literally just 3 steps for this eyeshadow look. No biggie. You guys don't have to add the dark brown on the outer corners if you guys don't want, but I feel like it gives the look a little bit more dimension. And then again, blending everything together with the blending brush. You guys, literally the simplest, most easy look ever. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate it on this eye and I'll be back with you guys. All right, y'all, now for eyeliner, I'm gonna take the NYX Matte Black Liquid Liner. This is one of my top favorite liners from the drugstore. I'm gonna go ahead and make a thin line. I'm not gonna do a wing today because, you know, not beginner friendly, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do a very thin line on my upper lash line, just so when I apply my falsies or mascara or whatever, there won't be like a weird gap between my lashes and my eyeshadow. So go ahead and make it as thin or thick as you'd like. And if you guys aren't comfortable with using like a liquid or a felt tip liner, you can always use eyeshadow. There is a black shade in that palette that I showed you from Morphe. You can go ahead and take like a eyeliner brush or a smudger brush and put a little bit of black eyeshadow on the very tops of your lash line. You guys don't have to use liquid or whatever eyeliners if you guys aren't comfortable. All right, y'all, so we're gonna move on to the face. I will go back to the eyes later on. Now moving on to foundation, we already have our face primed from that E.L.F. primer, but for today I'm gonna be using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Y'all, I used to use this all the time in my old videos, but then I ran out and just never repurchased it, so I'm gonna be using this one today. Mine is in the shade Nutmeg. I just put some on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Also, this method saves you a lot of foundation, so if you do like a pump on your face, you can disperse it with a brush. Then I'm gonna take my E.L.F. blurring brush and go ahead and blend out my foundation. This brush is so good, y'all, and it's super inexpensive. You guys can get it from your local drugstore, wherever they sell E.L.F. It's so good. And blend down that neck, sis. I see you every time. Alright, y'all, so now the foundation is on and popping. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal. So these are literally my favorite hands down drugstore concealers. I'm gonna show you guys two. So the first ones I like to use are from Milani. They are the Conceal and Perfect longwear concealers. I use the shade 165 and 160 just to add a base. So I'm gonna go ahead and take 165 and put it over my mouth. So I take this shade because it's most like, it's the closest color to my actual skin tone, and I don't want my upper lip to be too bright or like stark or anything, or have too much of a highlight. I kind of just put that on there to conceal like my mustache, my shadow, so there's no like gray cast or any shadow. So I like to take a color closest to my skin tone and do that over my lip. And then I take the shade 160 and I put this underneath my eyes as a base color. So I take two concealers under my eyes. I'm gonna add another one in a minute, but I like to take this shade because it is, again, closer to my skin tone. It's not like the exact color, but it's just a tad bit lighter, and I take it as a base. So then on top of this color, I can add an even lighter color to brighten. So this one's kind of just to conceal, and then the lighter color I put in the very inner corners is going to be to actually brighten my under eyes. And then I'm going to take the NYX HD Concealer, y'all. This is so good. I love it so much better than the Can't Stop Won't Stop one. This is like a classic for me. I'm going to take the NYX HD Concealer and put it in my very inner corners so I can actually brighten my under eyes. So as you can see, the shade is a little bit lighter than the one I applied before, so it's actually going to brighten in the inner corners. This one is so full coverage, y'all. It's literally HD like it says, so I definitely recommend the NYX one. And then I take the NYX one, since it's the lightest shade, and put a little line down my nose to highlight. And then I also take some on my forehead because my forehead's very small, so I like to take the lightest shade and kind of brighten it up. And then I just let my concealer sit for about 30 seconds to a minute just so it gives it fuller coverage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it sit, and then I'll blend it out with my beauty sponge. And then I'm gonna quickly set my under eyes with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. This one's in the shade Medium Deep 30. You guys know I love this stuff. I've been using it literally forever. So I'm gonna go ahead and set everywhere where I applied that concealer with that powder. Alright, you guys, now that I have set my face, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to bronzer. So today I'm using a new product. I'm gonna be using the NYX Matte Bronzer. And I'm using a lot of NYX products. This video isn't sponsored by them, but I wish it was. Anyway, I'm using the NYX Matte Bronzer. This one is in the shade Deep Tan. I went and picked this one up because I didn't have any drugstore bronzer, so I'm gonna go ahead and try this one today. My friend actually used this one and she told me she liked it, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if it compares to my Anastasia or my Too Faced or my Fenty. You guys know I literally only use primarily like high-end bronzers because they've always worked for me, and they have more of a better shade range than a lot of drugstore bronzers I've seen. And even this one isn't that dark. I believe this is like the darkest shade that they have in their collection, which is very, very sad. But I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze my face with it today. Okay, so the color is good. It does look like the colors that I use that are from my other bronzers. Color is good, but if you are any darker than me, I wouldn't really recommend this bronzer just because it won't show up on you. It'll look very ashy, and I believe this is the darkest shade in their collection. So I do like it. It's blending out nice. It's not too pigmented where it looks like really harsh. but it's not pigmented, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze up my face and my nose with this, and then I'll be back to show you guys a good contour powder. All right, now I'm gonna show you guys this super cool palette that I love. This is from Makeup Revolution. This was the Patricia Bright collection. I'm not sure if it's still out or if you can buy it, but I got this one in PR, but I really wanted to show you guys because it's super dope. So it has basically a cute little mirror. It's like a compact. You guys have seen this freaking bronzer is already hit pan. Like, I love it. It comes with a really pretty blush, a contour slash bronzer, and then a really pretty highlight. So I just put on that NYX bronzer, but to contour, I'm gonna take the middle shade in this palette. This palette is called You Are Gold. I would use this as a bronzer, but it is way too dark to bronze my entire face. So I kind of just use it as a contour powder. So I'm just gonna put it right at the hollows of my cheekbone just to make them a little bit more deeper and look snatched. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. As you can see, it kind of adds a little bit more dimension to my cheekbones. And I know y'all hoes thought I had cheek filler, but I don't, sweetie. If you guys want like an in-depth contour, bronzing, whole face routine, let me know. I will be glad to do that, especially how I contour my nose and everything. So if you guys want that, let me know down below in the comments. And then I'm also just gonna go ahead and use the blush in the palette. It's super pretty on people of color, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on my cheekbones. And make sure you blend your blush up into your contour and bronzer just so it's not sitting on your cheekbone. When you smile, that's kind of ugly. And then I do apply some on my nose. If you don't, you're weird. And the highlight is just a little bit too dark to use on my skin tone in that palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a different highlight later. And then to bake my face, I'm gonna take another Maybelline powder. This one is a little different. It's in the shade Deep 35. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some on my beauty sponge and just carve out my cheekbones and my nose contour so they're a little bit more defined. And then while that is baking, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my lower lash line. So I'm just gonna take these same shades I used from that 9T palette from Morphe and put them underneath my eyes. So first, starting out with those two brown shades in the corner and just gonna put those underneath there. I personally like to take my shadow pretty low. It just looks good on my face. And then also the middle shade in the palette, the dark brown, and putting it on the very outer corner and making sure you're connecting it to the shadow on your upper lid, because if you don't connect it, there's going to be a gap right there, and that's not cute, baby. So go ahead and connect them. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the bake because I don't like to let it sit for too long. And then for my inner corners, I'm going to go ahead and take those two lighter shades that we used on our lid and put them right in the center of our inner corner, and then a little bit on our lower lash line just so it brightens up this area a bit. Moving back up to my brows, I'm going to take the E.L.F. brow gel. I've been using this literally since like middle school. It's super good and it's inexpensive. You don't get that much product, but it's pretty good for the price. It's like $2 or $3. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my brows with this gel. And then for waterline eyeliner, I'm going to be taking the NYX retractable liner. This one's in the shade brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my waterline. I'm gonna put that in my waterline, but I'm not gonna go all the way to the inner corner. I'm just gonna kind of stop right about where that brown shade stops on my lower lash line. And then before I apply my mascara and lashes, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. I'm just gonna use the Morphe setting spray. A more inexpensive alternative is the Wet n Wild Coconut. This is the 3-in-1 primer water. You can use it to prime, refresh, set your face, all of that. I love this one too, but for today I'm just gonna use the Morphe one. Alright y'all, for mascara, this is one of my favorites. I've also been using this for a while. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. I love this one because it has a super long wand and it's very thin, and my lashes are non-existent, so I kind of need a thin wand to lengthen them. You guys can stop at mascara if you guys don't want to apply falsies or if you don't know how. Today I won't be skipping that step. I'll actually be showing you guys how I put on my falsies, so stay tuned for that. Alright you guys, now for lashes, I'm going to be taking the La Charme, I think, lashes. I just got these from my local beauty supply store. I think they were like $5 or something, so I don't know if you can get them at like a drugstore like Walmart, but you guys know that they have Ardell, they have Eyelure. There's so many different lash brands from the drugstore, but I'm just going to be using some random ones I have from the beauty supply store. So these ones are again from La Charme, I believe, and they are in the style Dallas Belle. And they look like this. They're pretty wispy and fluffy. They are faux mink, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I actually put the lashes on today. I wait for my mascara to dry. Make sure I have my coat of mascara on my upper lashes first, just because I don't like there to be not any mascara, because the lashes just don't sit as well in my opinion. So I'm just going to be taking some lash glue and put a thin line on the lash band. No, my lash glue is not drugstore, it's high-end, it's from House of Lashes, but I also have the Ardell one. I'm not a big fan of it, so that's why I stick to high-end lash glues, but it's only like $9, so it's not too expensive in my opinion. So I put a thin coat on there, and then I'm just gonna let it dry for like 30 seconds or so, just so I can get tacky. I'm using tweezers to apply my lashes. You guys can also use a lash applicator, whatever you guys want to do. All right, and once you feel like your lash is about tacky, I'm gonna go ahead and place it on the line of eyeliner. So that's why you put the eyeliner on there. It's kind of a guide as well, and then the mascara that you put on will kind of let them sit a little bit better. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it to the middle of my liner first, and then I'm taking my tweezers and taking the inner corner, sticking that there, and then taking the outer corner, sticking that there, and then just making sure it's all pushed in, and there you go, your lash is on. It looks so much easier said than done, but once you get the hang of it and you kind of practice a lot, you'll be a champ, you'll be a freaking expert. So yeah, that's how I put on my lashes. I just start in the middle and then I connect the two ends. And then you're gonna wanna make sure you clamp them together with your fingers or a tool or whatever, just so the false lashes can mix with your real ones. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll be back with y'all. All right, y'all, so the lashes are on. I forgot to mention I also added some of that light color from our inner corners to my brow bone as well. And I'm gonna go back into my NYX black liquid liner and just put a little bit of a line over the lash band just so it can blend even better. All right, so now all we have left is basically highlighter and lips, so let's get on to that. For highlighter, I'm gonna use a oldie but a goodie. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter. This one is in the shade Golden Flower Crowned. It's definitely a staple in your collection if you don't have it, and they're super inexpensive, so I would definitely recommend these. But I'm just gonna take it on my Morphe M510 brush. It's super pretty. It's like a golden color. Like, do you see that? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright, y'all, last but not least we have lips. So I'm going to take my two favorite lip pencils. I have the ColourPop BFF3 and ColourPop BFF4. So I'm going to first take BFF3 and align my entire lips. And then to fill in my lips, I'm going to take the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip. This one is in the shade Fantasia. It's a really pretty brownish kind of golden nude shade. So I'm just going to put this in the center. Then I'm just going to spray my face one last time with the Morphe spray and we'll be all done, baby. Alright, you guys, this is the end of my drugstore glam, easy, beginner-friendly makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did have a lot of fun filming it, and I did try out some really good new products that I showed you guys as well that are inexpensive. So again, everything will be down below in the down bar if you guys are interested in getting any of these products. Before you guys leave this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Duh. And click that bell notification button so you're notified every time you're gonna post a new video. Also follow me on all my social media sites. They'll be linked down below in the down bar as always. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Alright, bye guys.